Future pensioners to be worse off? Government warns. People retiring in 2050 will be worse off than pensioners today, the government has warned, unless action is taken to boost retirement savings. The Department for Work and Pensions, DWP, is reviving the Pensions Commission, which first reported nearly 20 years ago, to look at how to tackle the issue. It has also commissioned the next review of the state pension age, which is currently 66 years old and already scheduled to rise to 68 by 2046. Almost half of working-age adults are not putting any money into a private pension at all, with low earners and the self-employed less likely to be pension saving, the DWP said. The shortfall is also worse among women in some ethnic groups, with only 1 in 4 people of Pakistani or Bangladeshi background saving in a private pension. People drawing their pension 25 years from now are set to be £800 or 8% worse off per year than their counterpart today, the department said, with 4 in 10 people currently not saving enough for their retirement. Rather than launching a new commission from scratch, the government said it was reviving the landmark Turner Pension Commission, which reported in 2006 under the last Labour government, and led to the rollout of automatic enrollment into pension saving. As a result, 88% of eligible employees are now saving, up from 55% in 2012, the DWP said. Despite that progress, the DWP said new analysis revealed stark findings including that more than 3 million self-employed workers are not saving into a pension. Only 1 in 4 low earners in the private sector are saving into a pension. Only 1 in 4 people of Pakistani or Bangladeshi heritage are saving. The analysis also found a 48% gender gap in private pension wealth among people currently retiring, with a typical woman receiving just over £100 a week and a man receiving £200 from private pension income. The commission is not designed to directly address issues around the cost of the state pension. Recent reports have raised questions over the affordability of the triple lock introduced in 2010, which guarantees that state pensions will rise every year by the same amount as average wages, inflation, or 2.5%, whichever is higher. As the population ages and people live longer, the cost of that policy is set to grow significantly. Its cost is forecast to be 3 times higher by the end of the decade than was originally estimated, after successive years of high inflation, followed by strong wage growth. The state age is scheduled to rise to 68 for those born on or after the 5th of April, 1977. A 2017 government review suggested expanding this to include those born in the late 1960s, but the previous government said a new review was needed before doing so. Now, the DWP has commissioned 2 independent reports on the state pension age, a review and government response to which was required by law by 2029. Dr. Susan Morrissey, from the Pensions Policy Institute, will run one and the other will be from the government's Actuary Department. The Relaunch Commission, which will report in 2027, will look at savings in private sector pensions. It will bring together trades unions, employers, and independent experts, some of whom also took part in the original commission. It will look at what is preventing people from putting more into their retirement pots and will aim to build a national consensus around future strategy. Paul Novak, General Secretary of the Trades Union Congress, described it as a vital step forward. Everyone deserves dignity and security in retirement, but right now many workers, especially those in the private sector, will find themselves without enough to get by on, he said. Income in retirement. Caroline Abrahams, charity director of Age UK, said that while the state pension provided the bulk of income for most pensioners, it was hugely important to consider the role of private savings, as the current system was leaving many pensioners struggling to make ends meet. Hopefully this can be avoided in future, and particularly disadvantaged groups, including low-paid women and self-employed people on low incomes, can be helped to put money aside when appropriate for them to do so, she said. Every year, the Pensions and Lifetime Savings Association, PLSA, estimate how much money is needed in retirement. In June, it suggested the annual income needed for a minimum retirement living standard for a one-person household was now £13,400 a year. A 2-person household needed an annual income of £21,600. For what the PLSA calls a moderate lifestyle, a single person would need £31,700 a year, while 2 people require £43,900. For a comfortable retirement, A single person needed an annual income of £43,900, and a two-person household would need £60,600. Catherine Foote, director of the think tank Standard Life Center for the Future of Retirement, said that 17 million people were not saving enough to achieve the retirement they wish to have. The next 2 decades is when the effects of the savings crisis will really start to bite, she said. Kate Smith, head of pensions at pension firm Aegon, urged the Commission to make bold, brave, and possibly unpalatable recommendations, including significant increases to auto-enrollment contributions after 2029. The chief executive of Pensions and Investment Mutual Royal London, Barry Dwyer, told the BBC's Today program that higher auto-enrollment rates could lead to smaller wage rises if increased pension contributions are part of an overall pay deal. The money has to come from somewhere, he said. But if we do this gradually and over time, and I'm talking about maybe over a decade, maybe more, then we won't feel it in the same way that most people didn't feel automatic enrollment contributions increasing as they did over the 2010s.